Hello, everyone. We're here. This is Climbing with Malo 75 podcast. Here with Scott Degelman. Yes, he's here, and we're about to get started. We don't have no guest today. I'm the guest today. So, Scott?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to do most of the emceeing because we're going to interview Mr. Martin Martinez, if you don't know who that is. So we're going to find out a little bit more than what he's talked about so far on any of the podcasts regarding his own story of inspiration and encouragement. And I will ask him questions that he doesn't even know are coming. So it'll be pretty spontaneous as usual. And what we want to talk about, though, I know, Martin, you have had quite a diabetes journey with all of the medical challenges that have come along with that, physical challenges. And I didn't even know. I mean, pretend like I'm an idiot, which I am. Pretend like I'm stupid.
I don't need to pretend. Thank you.
And talk a little about just like the initial understanding that you had. How old were you when you developed diabetes? How does diabetes change the life of someone who has never known what it was and doesn't even understand like how it affects you?
Well, right now, currently, I'm sitting about 216. I was always 280 to 300.
So what are you supposed to be?
So I don't know. They say I'm supposed to be like a 200.
Oh, 216 meaning your weight?
Right now I'm at 216, my weight. But let me just put this in perspective. I was 280 to 300 all the time. No diabetes. This was probably 2008. I was probably here. 2008. Well, I started drinking again 2009. My big issue was because I used to always eat. That's why I was so heavy. I ate. So my liver was always protected. Everything was kind of the organs protected because of the food. And then I would drink very heavily after. I'd always be eating. But anyway, what happened is I went into a severe depression because I went through a divorce and everything, that I pretty much stopped eating and just kept on drinking. So I was basically starving myself to death. And that was about that was from 2010 to 2015 was the major damage. But 2015 is when I actually got my first DKA, which is ketoacidosis, which my sugars were for a whole year were like 500 to 1,000.
Okay. So when did you know? And I don't know what 500 to 1,000 means in comparison to what it should be.
Well, I mean, it's very high.
Act like people don't know what you're talking about.
Well, a normal glucose is, I believe, fasting glucose in the morning, probably 80, a regular 80 to 100, somewhere's in there. And then, but diabetics is usually 150 to 200 if you got type 2 diabetes. You can get it lowered. I mean, you can get it lower than that. I've had it to where my wake up glucose was like 75, 80, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because my pancreas is not making the insulin properly.
What is diabetes the result of?
Well, it's the insulin. Your pancreas your beta cells are not producing the insulin. So it'll unlock the cells to let all the energy, sugar, everything go into the cells to build.
So in a normal person, a pancreas kind of automatically produces insulin that regulates the body.
Yep. And the more insulin that you have, the bigger belly you have, the bigger that you are. You're pretty much insulin, you have become insulin resistant because the cells, you have so much insulin going through your body that it just keeps on opening the cells to release, to store all the energy, store all the fat. So that's where that comes from. So in my case, I damaged my beta cells to where they produce, but they don't produce as much as a normal person would.
I got you.
And that's where it gets.
So when did you know you had diabetes? When were you told?
Because I got sick. I was sick. I went from 300 pounds all the way down to 174. So I pretty much pissed on my fat. How? And I was very weak. I was very sick. I couldn't step on a ladder, like step
Wow.
on the first. I could barely go up steps. I mean, that's how weak I was. I was just, oh my! If you looked at me, like if I was to picture right now and then a picture of then, you'd be like, "What the brother? You look like you're a zombie." Yeah, all right here was just
So you
sunken
went to
in.
the doctor?
No, I went. Oh, so I was very weak. I was working. We went to up north to go work. I was helping these people do like remodeling or tenant finishes,
Yeah.
and I was so. I mean, it was rough. It was rough. Anyways, we finished up. I went home. They said, "Here, drink a beer." So I was trying to drink a beer. I couldn't drink it. I had the acid in my stomach,
Wow.
severe acid, horrible, horrible acid. But anyways, Jen, that's when I lived with Jen. I was renting a room with Jen. This is about 2015 or 16, I believe. And I just I couldn't take it.
Mm.
Oh, bad. I started going downhill real, real fast. I felt like death. Like
So it was
seriously, I felt like death was just right around the corner for me. So I was just like, and then the shit took me to the hospital. And then I ended up staying in the hospital for a week.
really?
Yeah.
And they told you you had diabetes at that
Yeah.
point and that
Yeah.
your sickness was the
Chronic
result?
pancreatitis as well.
And what did they tell you needed to do from there?
Take insulin.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the bad problem about the doctors. But I mean, if that's what they're not going to take you. Hey, make sure you exercise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make sure you move. Make sure. No, it's just, oh, here's shots and here's your medicine. And yeah, I got better. I was taking shots, the long lasting insulin, short form insulin, and I stayed good for a minute, and then I started drinking again after that.
Okay.
So
And did the drinking then again make it worse?
it's the sickness started coming back again. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Were you still taking
So
insulin at that point?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And when did you like,
Pretty
do
much.
you take insulin now?
No, I haven't been taking. I was taking Monjaro. I was so as you remember when we were doing all those doubles.
Yeah.
I wasn't on no medication then at all. So before I got on the hill, I was doing rucking 75 pounds every day. And I was doing
For how long?
75 days because I was doing
Oh,
75
that's
hard.
right.
And my sugars were excellent because I was doing rucking that's what all rucking in the morning, 75 rucking at night. 45 minutes, and then it was so roughly about a mile and about 3 miles a day, working with 75 pounds, and my sugars were superb, but
Yeah.
I was on a carnivore diet. See, I was on a carnivore diet, and
What's that mean?
just meat.
Okay.
Meat, eggs, cheese, I think some cheeses, but yeah, milk, dairy products, but yeah, it was I lost it. I finished my program and did what I had to do, but after that, I was just like, remember we were eating pancakes.
So
So
you
I thought with all the hard work doing doubles, I got off the carnivore diet, my sugars were excellent, but I was doing doubles with Scott all the time. I thought it was okay to eat pancakes, but the problem that I was doing is we're eating the pancakes after I already did a double, and then the rest of the day I didn't do no exercise. So the sugar just built up and then it didn't go nowhere. And
so when does a normal person who's exercising a lot get diabetes?
if
Barring something bizarre.
if they're beating the crap out of their pancreas, yeah.
Okay.
Just eating wrong, just oh yeah, you get a fatty liver, and then your organs start wearing down, wearing and tearing from the
So diabetes isn't just about exercise, it's about what you're eating.
yeah. Well, it is about exercise, but you don't see it though. I guess you wouldn't. I don't really see, but you do see some fit guy that type 1 diabetes, they have to be consistently getting after it. So, and
Yeah.
they like zero fat because you're on insulin. You burn all your fat, or everything.
And the guy before Gary who did like 1,800 in a year, Greg Cummings, he was diabetic.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you still could have, You can still have, but I mean, I think that's more maybe hereditary. What do you, how do you say that?
Yeah,
You don't
genetic.
talk genetic. Yeah, I think that's maybe more genetic. Maybe he had
Huh,
type 1 when he was born.
wow.
Maybe. I
So
mean, I
you can hypothetically it can be
did,
a
well,
hereditary
yeah,
disease.
so type 1 is born, like you're born with type 1. Later on in life, you get type 2. You never go, see, I thought I was turning into type 1 because my pancreas, but my pancreas still makes a little bit. As long as your pancreas makes some kind of insulin, you're type 2 diabetic, you know what I mean? Yeah, because I could tell, sometimes when my pancreas don't make no insulin, my sugar will
Yeah.
spike up pretty good.
Well, and you went through a time where you definitely were sick again, like, 9 months ago or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's because, I was eating the pancakes after we had finished the meal.
So you think it was
So
just a
so
bad diet?
all yes, that yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, that was it. Well, yeah, and then plus I already have diabetes. So I already have the problem.
You have the
So
pre-existing
so what
condition.
so what was going on is I already did the exercise, and then I ate the pancakes, and then no exercise after that. The sugar just kept on building. They just kept on building, and then, when I went to do the exercise, the double in the morning, that just there's no insulin to unlock the cells to push all that sugar inside there. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
in
And what he means by the double is
uh,
that we would go
yeah,
up and down the Manitou Incline twice.
yeah, twice.
Pretty much like Monday through Friday, and then we'd only do it,
Yep,
like, once on Saturday, Sunday.
yep. That was the deal,
But we
huh?
would always go to Rudy's to get brisket tacos after a
Yeah, we did
meal.
that, and then I'd eat the tortillas. Yeah, I didn't think it was no big deal. So I mean, it is exercise and diet. You got to stay after it. I think the biggest deal too is that if you eat a heavy meal, is to move for at least 15 minutes, 30 minutes after your meal. And I know how difficult that is for some people, but I think that is a very important exercise is after your last meal, doing 15 minutes, 30 minutes. If you have diabetes and if you don't have diabetes, I think that's for your general health. You should do something like that because at the same token, you don't want, even if your sugars are perfect, your insulin, your pancreas be going out of control with insulin because you're eating like crazy,
Yeah,
heavy carbs and heavy sugars. So, you know what I mean? So later on, 60 years old, 65, you could develop chronic pancreatitis.
really.
Yeah.
So you were in your 30s when you realized you had diabetes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 2009
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
10
Yeah.
or
You're right.
whatever,
It's
right?
so good. It's so old.
So you were mid-30s.
Yep.
So for the next, like, I mean, when did you get serious about actual exercising and everything? Was it only, I mean, we
Well,
we met 2.5 years ago
yeah.
in
So,
April of 24. So was it in, when did you do the 75 hard? And
well,
that's,
that's when I started getting sick. I started getting feeling sick. And then I just thought, and then Alana was still alive at this time.
mm,
So I was thinking, well, she's been getting drunk, you know what I
Alana
mean? And
was
so
someone who was important to you.
yeah, well, yeah, yes. I loved her with all my heart. But she was a drunk, and then I was a drunk, and I was like, how this ain't gonna work. How am I gonna go over there and we'll both be drunks? It's gonna be it's gonna nothing's gonna happen.
And when
You know
did
what I
she
mean?
pass away?
September 8th, 2020.
So coming
So,
up
but
on
yeah,
6 years ago.
but I was before that, right? Coming up to September 8th, I was starting to get very sick. So I knew that I was
Really?
turning have to go back to the hospital. So
Mm.
I knew. So I was like, man, I'm gonna have to stop drinking. And well, so I threw the rest of the bottle down the drain that day
Well,
for
that's
some, and
what's
then I
what's
found out later on that day that she had passed away. So I was just like, well, I mean, I just gonna stay. She never wanted me to drink. I always promised her when she was alive to not to drink, and then I always broke that promise and always drink because
yeah.
I talked to her. She was drunk. Well, I'm gonna have a drink too.
So was
But that's
September
why.
8th of 2020 the
So
last day that you drank?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, and then I thought, well, I was always kind of into fitness. Even when earlier in my years, in my 20s, I used to really. be pretty big guy, in my going to Gold's Gym with my buddies and stuff like that. We're going every day, Monday through Sunday back then. But yeah, I seen that 75 hard program, that Andy Frisella thing. I seen that somewhere, that maybe just on Instagram or something, and I said, "Shit, I'm gonna do that."
And what
And I did it.
was that not
I did
long
that on
after
January 1st.
of
That
of that year?
2021. That
Wow.
was the first roll that I did, and I did it, and I did it with to the T, and then I added a 5-minute cold shower
Yeah.
onto it, which we weren't supposed to do, but I added that onto that every day too. So I was doing 5-minute cold showers on that.
Well, and if we can date you, I mean, that's 5.5 years ago.
Mhm.
So you were like 45, 46 years old,
Yeah.
right? And I wanna kinda talk about that because, a lot of people out there think, "Oh, it's too late for me to get my head out. It's too late for me to turn it around."
Yeah.
But you
It's
were
not.
only 45, 46 when you basically had a major life overhaul,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I was in my 50s before I had a major life overhaul, before I stopped being a complete moron, So it can happen at whatever point we decide that it will happen. And by God's grace, if He keeps us alive, then
Well,
there's stuff
that's
to do,
well, he
right?
kept me alive all those years, and I was trying to,
Yeah.
I remember having a big a half gallon and then thinking, let me see if I can get alcohol poisoning, and drink the whole bottle, and then still wake up in the morning like, oh, I need a drink, and it
So
was just, yeah. So it was just, it was a mess.
basically, alcoholism was an extension from what you're saying of like your self hatred. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
your pity party. You're feeling
exactly.
sorry
Oh,
for
big time,
yourself.
big time. If you could have had those things, I would have been blowing. Yeah, basically, yeah. That's just like, this is my ship that I'm sailing out on, and I'm whatever. No, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be rolling nothing. We'll just see what happens.
And people react differently to all kinds of things, but the love of your life dying could have been a real negative in your life. So how did that become a positive? I mean, how did
Well,
you decide based on that you wanted to actually get it together rather than let it fall apart, you know?
because I kept on waking up. Basically, I
Yeah.
kept on waking up, and I had that chronic pancreatitis, and that burns horribly.
Mm.
Oh, horribly, where, like, so I was forcing myself. I wasn't eating to where I was just drinking, getting drunk, to where I started getting so sick that I was so sick with that acid I couldn't eat,
Mhm.
even if I wanted to. I'd have to basically get hammered. Just
So you just basically couldn't function without
yeah,
doing something different,
yeah, yeah,
without
yeah.
either getting busy
But
living
it
or
was the
getting busy
acid.
dying.
It was Alana passing away, and then just feeling like straight dog shit. Every day. Bad. It wasn't fun no more.
Yeah.
I couldn't just have a couple shots and be, "Oh, yeah, yeah," but then hell no. I was like, "Yeah, have a couple shots," start crying, getting depressed, like, "Oh, my life is falling apart."
Well, and I know you're a person of faith too. I mean, what transitions did your faith go through to go through all these things, and how
I
did that end
I'll
up
be honest with
helping
you,
you?
God was just looking over me, just shaking his head. "You're not dying, just
Mm,
keep on punishing yourself. You're not going anywhere.
yeah.
You're gonna have to outlast all this punishment that you're doing to yourself." And that's basically so I just kept, like I said, I just kept on waking up. I just kept on waking up. So it's just like, God's telling me something. Hey, you're not supposed to go out like this.
No.
You have some purpose. You have
So
something to
you got
handle.
that understanding that you had a purpose to do
Oh
something
yeah, I was
with your
very
life.
when I went, because we lived on Fontanero, right there when 31st of Fontanero. So I was a kid.
Yeah.
I would see that, and my dad took us on that thing, way back then, on the Manitou Incline
On
a
that
few times.
big
Yeah, but
the
we'd come
train
out.
the
Yeah,
train?
yeah, we come out, and you look to the right, the Manitou Incline is right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there. So it's so weird that, that
Well, and like me, I mean, I lived here 15 years before I ever thought about doing it.
Yeah.
I came in 99 and I never did it until late 2015, like sometimes in that year, and then not again seriously until 23, moving forward. So, but had you ever, you said you had done it maybe just a couple times when you were younger,
Back in
because you,
when I was like 270 to 300, I did it. I tried to deal with my boy, my firstborn with on that thing in the back. Hell no. I could have probably only made it to like 100. You know, like that. Said, my buddy took my
you,
boy and he threw
you
him
were
on
one
it.
of those people we
Oh,
see that just like at the
no.
bottom
If I would have
struggling.
tried to continue, I would have been a casualty on the steps.
Oh
Yeah, it
man.
was bad because I had big old belly. I'm serious. I had my belly was. I mean, when I was like this, probably like I shit you not.
All
You
right,
know what I
we
mean?
we get the visual.
Big old. I was big dude. But yeah, it was just time to change. You know.
So the six, I mean, Lana dies in September of 20, right?
Yep.
Which
2020.
is
Yeah.
only coming up on 6 years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at 21, you begin to really think about changing your life and actually begin to take steps to change your life, right?
Well, I'm doing that. I said, I seen that program. So I said, I'm going to, on January 1st, I'm going to start 75 hard.
What's 75 hard for the lay person that doesn't?
75 days, progress picture every morning, 2 workouts, one 45-minute workout in the morning. Well, I mean, it don't have to be the workouts have to be one in the inside and one outside, and they have to be 3 hours apart. You can't do like an hour and a half. You got to take progress picture one every day. You got to drink 1 gallon of water every day, and no alcohol. You can't, and you got to be on a diet, and 10 pages a day. You got to read 10 pages of something good. Self development every day, something positive for your brain. But that's the program right there.
Well, speaking of diet, I know you have become really militant in terms of your discipline around your diet. I mean, what are some of the rules that you have now? Like you don't ingest any
Very
sugar, right?
no sugar and just very, very low carbs because I'm getting that craving still, I still get that. So every one, I have a little bit of carbs, maybe potatoes, a little bit of beans. But the thing that's very, very important with diabetic is it's always important to take your protein in first. You know what I mean? That's where people get all messed up. If you're eating every single meal and you're taking in your carbs in first, your sugars are always going to be high,
Mhm.
always high. But if you take in the protein first, then that protein will break down first, and then the sugars, it'll take it longer. You won't get no spikes, stuff like that.
When you obviously you don't eat fast food,
No,
would you do you eat a lot of fruit? Because I know fruit has
no,
sugar,
I
so you
can't eat
don't.
fruit. I love
Okay,
fruit. Ah, yeah, yeah. My sugar go real crazy. I ate some great. I ate maybe a little handful of grapes. And my
okay,
sugar went up probably 150 points or whatever. Yeah, it eats just
really?
fast with it.
Wow.
Yeah, the grapes the berries are the best to eat. Watermelon.
At what point did you cut out sugar altogether? I mean,
Well,
was that just since like 2020?
no, 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 because I kept on slipping. Because I had that other DKA.
Yeah, okay.
That was eating sugar and all that pies and
Gotcha.
biscuits and gravy.
So you just gotta have pretty consistent discipline around all of that.
Yes. See what happens is since my pancreas doesn't make that much insulin, is that sugars will just keep on building up.
Yeah.
Even though I'm doing the intense exercise, it'll slowly just keep on creeping up if I keep on taking in sugar, like even a little bit every day,
Right.
take a little. So I have to go long periods, like even fasting is excellent for me. Go fasting. Do that's 16, I was doing 16 to 18-hour fasting every single day. So I wouldn't eat till after noon.
Well, I think people wanna hear about that because that's kind of foreign to a lot of people
Yeah.
too, is
Fasting
the
is very, very
concept of
powerful.
fasting.
You have to get your body a break. It's very important to give your body a break from eating. So how they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. No, that's
That's not
crap.
true.
Yeah, that's not true. You got to give the body some time to clean itself. I mean, that's very important. Fasting is so powerful. 1 week fast, they said, add 10 years. If you do one, and I've done several 7-day fasts.
7-day
Uh,
fast where what do you drink? Do you drink
all
water and that's it, or
so I would black coffee, unsweet tea, and electrolytes, salt in the water. I'd drink Element. I would get sugar-free electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, but that was it. That's it. That's all I would drink.
and you
Black.
wouldn't eat anything?
No,
So
nothing.
we're not just talking about a fast of donuts. We're talking
Yeah.
about
Well, some people do the fast of fruit. They do a fruit fast. I mean, I could do no fruit
well,
fast. That
meaning
would be like
right,
I'd
meaning
be in
all they
heaven.
eat is
My sugar would go crazy. I couldn't do that. But some people do the fasting with chicken broth, which I think I recommend if you wanted to try a 24-hour fast or 48-hour fast, do chicken broth. Do black coffee and sweet tea, water, of course, and
I'm not
chicken
drinking
broth.
coffee.
Oh, maybe because
Unsweet tea.
yeah. The black coffee, I'm not gonna it calms down the angry stomach. For
Really?
me, it does. Yeah, it does. It makes the hunger pains go away.
Well, like, when I drink water when
But it
we
sucks. I mean, yeah, it sucks, black coffee. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It
it just
sucks.
you just have to like coffee.
Yeah, I like coffee. That's the thing, though. I do like coffee, so I could drink it black.
When I drank water when we summited, it got me nauseous, so
Yeah,
my system's all screwed up.
yeah. But I think it's I don't know. I think everybody inflammation, gout.
Yeah.
Fasting helps gout because it kills that inflammation. But the thing is though, that's two things I think people need to get under their belts. Very important for longevity is fasting and doing a little bit of exercising, getting started on some kind of program, even if it's a walk around the block.
So
Yeah.
you were rucking. I mean, you did the 75 hard
Hmm.
in 21, but that's only 75 days.
Yeah.
Then were you rucking pretty consistently, meaning carrying a 75-pound pack for the next 3 years until
Yeah.
you started doing the hill?
Yeah. 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 When right before I did the hill, I was doing 75 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then when I was doing the hill, I was still doing 75 hard. So I was doing one hill in the morning
Mm.
for that first workout, and then I was doing hill in the afternoon. So that's what I was doing a double.
Like in April of 24 when you started?
Yeah, April. Yeah,
Right on, because that's when we met.
yeah.
So you've still, I mean, if we want to transition to talking about the hill, you've obviously stayed pretty consistent in doing hills since then, because you've got like 700 in the last 2.5 years,
Well,
right? Something like
the
that?
thing that was what made me go nuts about the hill. Well, I mean, I just love the nature and then the mountains. I mean, it's just the people. You're there, Scott. Okay. But anyways, I was already hitting the gym like a maniac. I was already so I had I think at one point I had like 4 memberships. Like I'm
Really?
not even BS. Yeah. And you do Planet Fitness and then well, I had Anytime. So we'd get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I go to Anytime Fitness. So from Anytime Fitness, I would go hit Anytime Fitness and then I will go to 24-hour. So and then I go 24-hour, do an hour cardio, and then I'd push an hour in the dry sauna.
So you bring up a point that we could talk about because it reminds me of a couple weeks ago, Amanda talked about the fact that she just became addicted to fitness.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it sounds like you did
I kind
too.
of got
And
that same way. Yeah, I could.
well, that's the thing we got to allow people to realize is people will be like, but I'm an addictive personality. So they use that to justify the fact that they can't stop
So
drinking or can't stop smoking
for
or
me,
whatever.
I had to exercise like a nutcase because I was afraid of going back to the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, really. So I was just like, well, if I don't put this work in, then who knows, I might slip up and then go
Yeah.
back to my old ways. So that's, I mean, I don't know.
But there's still something to be said for transitioning from a totally negative, destructive, unhealthy addiction to something that then becomes healthy and gears you in a positive direction. You know,
Yeah.
like you're still doing the hill 2.5 years later. We have met plenty of people that did it with gusto for even a year.
Yeah.
You know, think about the people think about the people that we were doing it with in 24. Not all of them do we ever see anymore.
Yeah. Some of
So
them you
they
don't
did
see at
it
all.
for a period of time and then realized, well, that wasn't their thing. But with regard to the hill, you mentioned a couple things, but what are like 4 or 5 things that you think are the reason why you keep doing the incline as a form of your exercise regimen?
I think, um, I think first of all, it's like I'm able to ground myself, to God, to myself, to the universe, to the planet, to Mother Nature. I guess that's what it's all about. Exercise, the grounding, the
So the meditation
meditation
slash prayer,
slash prayer. Yeah, exercise. I
the
mean, your health,
exercise.
longevity, your mental clarity. I think for
Yeah,
your mind, it's very, very good because you just get in your own. It humbles you so much that you're
yeah,
all inside yourself, feeling you know what I mean? Like, oh my God,
yeah. Because even
and
though we do the hill together, a lot of times you're still basically by yourself in your mind.
yeah,
And do you think that the hill serves to create a better mental perspective? Does it create mental toughness to do the
yes,
hill
yes,
continually?
oh yes. Well, the thing that it toughens you up. I mean, it
Yeah.
turns you into a beast because I mean, why do we do it? I mean, we, I mean, I'll just get up in the morning and just throw my shoes. It's not like,
Right.
oh my God, I'm gonna go do the hill. What am I thinking? It's just like, just go. I'm all excited. All right, let's go. And then, you know what I mean? I put something positive on and I'm feeling good. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's go tackle this thing.
And you just
And
did a
then,
double the other day, and I haven't
eh,
done a double in a while.
brother, and then I was doing it. I've been doing the hill even when I was sick.
Yeah.
That's how
And you've
that's how
done
the
it while you were
that's
fasting.
discipline right there. Oh, yeah. I did a 3-day fast, 6 hills, and 600 push-ups. So from Monday into Wednesday, I did 2 hills each day, and 200 push-ups each one of those days on a 72-hour fast.
Yeah.
Now you tell me if that is nuts right there. But you just but it's not nuts if you train yourself, because you can get
Right.
to that point. Anybody can get to that point. You just have to take yourself through those stages. I mean, it's seriously,
Well, when we were talking about winter coming up, and I was just like, that's not gonna I mean,
it's not gonna phase you.
we've
Yeah.
gone through plenty of winters where it's just like, "Oh, good, it's cold down at the bottom, but within a
Yeah.
short time, I'm not gonna be cold."
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful to see the snow. But, like, this time of year, I love hearing the crickets. I mean, because I mean, what I want to talk about with what you said about the hill is the mental part of it, the prayer part of it, the exercise part of it, but just the nature part of it too is really, really important. And then the thing I want to talk about too with you was just the feeling of community, because I think it helps
Oh,
me if I know you're gonna
that's
do a
one
double.
thing. I mean, when you're asking me about that, I mean, that was me personally, but the community is huge. That's the
Yeah.
big, that's everything. That is everything. But I mean, I guess when you get to the hill at my time, and then you get to that's the community part was when you're coming down, you know what I mean? Because just so
Yeah.
early that you don't see nobody on the way, up. But today I don't think I ran into nobody on the way up. And then, you turn around and that's
But a
when you
lot of times, even that early, you're passing the people that are new, and you get to say,
yes,
"Good job,
yeah,
you're
that's good.
doing great," because 'cause they'll tell you, "Oh, we'll it might take us 3 hours," because 'cause they're from Minnesota or from I mean,
Yeah,
where have we've seen people from every single state.
Yeah.
trying to do something that's very hard
Yeah.
for them, but it has become one of those, what do you call it? When, bucket list items
Yes. Yeah.
become one of
Yep.
those things that they always wanted to do because it looks hard. And what we hope is that they never reach that point where they break mentally or physically.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the more
Yeah.
likely thing is that mentally you just get to the point where this isn't fun anymore. And, we've both been at the top.
Well,
I've been at the top
I
when
think
somebody got there and started bawling her eyes out
well, I
just
mean, I
because
it
it's
it
a very
happens.
it's a spiritual experience,
It's
an emotional
yes,
experience.
yes, and then you get that, feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah.
You like, "I did something. This is wonderful," and that's why I like to post the videos. I like to encourage people to come to the Manitou Incline, meet me and Scott, meet us, take a picture, a selfie with us. That's what it's all about. And, I don't know, I love the community, I love that part of it. But, I guess if there was anything, if I mean, I'd still be doing the mountain. I'd still,
Yeah.
it's the community is a huge plus.
Yeah.
But for myself, I would still have to do the mountain for all those other reasons, for prayer, God, the grounding, meditation, all that good stuff, because it's just good for yourself. I mean, all the way around, mental, your longevity. I mean,
When you do it early, I mean, you see the sunrise from a
yeah,
beautiful
that's
perspective.
you can't beat that.
No, you
You
can't.
can't. Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
initially, the another part that was important for me at first, being an ex-alcoholic like yourself, was the getting up early meant that I was going to bed early. So I was trying to get to bed by 8 or 9 PM.
Yeah,
So I'm not thinking of going out that night and drinking. I'm thinking of the fact that I wanna get to bed because I gotta get up at, like, 3 in the morning, and I gotta get moving so that I can be up top or coming down at sunrise.
yeah,
But that part of the discipline was really important to me at first, was just like, "Cool, I know what I'm doing at 4 in the morning. I'm gonna do something hard. I can't have a full stomach, doing that." And I don't know how other people are, but I never eat or drink. Well, I might drink water beforehand, but I'd
yeah.
never eat after, like, 8 or 9 PM the night before a hill because I don't wanna be on a full stomach
In
going up.
the potty before.
Well, and you and you talked about it being a humbling experience. I mean, we both seen each other be extremely humbled. I could think of times when you were like, "Man, my legs are tree trunks today."
Yeah.
And I've had times where I was just slow, or not feeling well or whatever. But we do follow the what we call the Fred philosophy, which is no matter what, the worse you feel, just keep going up.
Keep on
And
going.
and that's a
Keep on
good adage
pushing.
for life because we all want to say, "Oh, but I didn't feel well, so I didn't go." We make a the thing that's important about the consistency of it is it just takes away any option of the excuse.
Yeah.
Of just, "Well, I don't
Well, it
care how I'm
builds
gonna feel at
it
4 in the
it
morning, I'm still gonna be on the hill," like you
it
said.
chisels that beast. That I mean, you just wake up. That's what's if you start doing something over and over and over,
Yeah.
um, I mean, you have to give it 60 days, probably at least. I mean, maybe 30 days, but you gotta do something daily basis. And you gotta push yourself. That's why I love the Manitou Incline so much because it's once you start on that first step, I'm not stopping.
Right.
I'm not stopping until I get all the way to the top,
No.
and so that's why I love hitting the Manitou Incline because I know I'm gonna get something handled this morning climbing this mountain. I'm gonna have something to be proud of myself, for the rest of the day for,
Yeah.
but it's, taking simple, small steps to begin. I mean, I think people gotta do it. I mean, I think it's
It
way better on the other side
yeah.
of doing something rather than not doing nothing at all?
Well, and we've talked about the fact that, right acting leads to right thinking. People think that they're going to mind trick themselves into doing something. Just go ahead and do it before you think about it, because then you
Yeah.
get in the habit of doing it. and then it's that much easier to do. With the something like the incline, I wouldn't say that you have to have like a daily consistency at first, just some kind of consistency. Because we've met people that do it once a month.
Yeah,
We've
exactly.
met people that do it once a week. We've met people then that escalate to 2 times a week or whatever. I mean, I'm right now, I'm only doing it like 4 out of 7 a week because that makes me happy still.
Mhm.
And there's other, I'm working on book projects and all the other stuff that, required time also. But it's definitely just developing some kind of consistency with what you do where you don't let any excuses get in the way.
Yeah.
But going back to 2021, I mean, a thing that I want people to push into their minds is just this understanding that there are solutions. I think that people have gotten so accustomed to just looking for the excuse or looking for the distraction. Well, I would do it, but I got a family I got to take care of.
Yeah.
I would do it, but I got things I got to do outside of that. And so you're already basically giving yourself an
Well
out to avoid doing something hard. And it's just because you're more comfort acclimated, even though your comfort
well,
doesn't
I
even
mean,
make you happy.
to me, I mean, it's almost like, no matter where you're at in the point in your life, you've got to take some kind of you gotta do some kind of program. 75 Hard's one of my programs that I got out there now. You gotta do something. You gotta commit to a 30-day program to start, 60-day, and it could be as simple as 1 block around the block. Some push-ups. It could be 10 push-ups, 10 body weight squats, a 1 minute
Yeah.
plank. You know what I mean? Simple stuff. You know, this when you start doing these little small steps and you keep on doing them over and over and over and over, pretty soon you're going to be walking around the block. Pretty soon you're going to be walking around the
Yeah.
whole community. And then pretty soon you're going to be tackling stuff like the Manitou Incline
Yeah.
because, growth. You want that growth. I don't know. To me, um, it just makes me feel wonderful. You know what I mean? The growth, the challenges. I mean, even though, some of them might, kill us, if I speak. But yeah, but it just feels great, when you get that stuff done. Something like the Manitou Incline. It's not like
Well, and people will use bears and mountain lions as the excuse not to do
yeah,
the hill.
I
It's like,
know.
have we
Yeah.
have we barely ever seen
I've never
both?
seen I mean, I've seen a deer on there. I've been
Well,
wanting
you've seen bears. I mean, I've seen a
I
mountain
seen a
lion on
bear
there.
where he was too far. I couldn't even zoom in on
Right.
him. Yeah.
But you don't start from a mindset of fear. That's the
No.
point,
That's yeah,
is
never,
you just
never.
start from a mindset of, "This is what I'm gonna do." Now, whether that
Well, the problem is there people are thinking, uh, well, like the Manitou Incline, they're thinking, "Oh, man, I can't tackle that 2,768 steps." They don't realize, there's bailouts.
well,
Start,
and you're gonna rest the whole time. You're gonna bring
Exactly,
water. You're gonna
exactly.
bring what you need. You're gonna get to turn around and look at the view from wherever you are,
Mhm.
and you're gonna maybe go bridge to bridge, as I call them, and be like, "Okay, it's 30 steps till the next bridge, and then I'm gonna rest again." And after a while, it's like every 5 steps, if you're pretty new, you're gonna wanna rest, and that's
Yeah.
okay. That's why it takes people 3
That's why I
hours.
made up that 5 steps, breathe, 5 steps, breathe.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, because that's people don't understand, some people read that and they're like, "Oh, well, then just tackle the hill, get it all with." Some people need help.
yeah,
It's if you're sick, you got diabetes, type 1 diabetes, like Jesse, when they came down and I climbed with them, you know, you need to take those breaks.
yeah.
You're gonna check your health. You gotta make sure you don't die out there in the steps, and
Well,
ooh,
and, my heart is for the people that don't feel like they have any support group.
yeah.
They feel very isolated in whatever they're going through. Maybe it's just I've got a 30-year habit of getting home from whatever my job is and turning on the TV and putting the lazy boy back and ordering pizza and grubbing until I go to bed. And yet, is that making you happy? Do you need like that rock bottom experience like you and I have both had to get off your duff and do something different and do better stuff.
Sometimes people, yeah, sometimes a tragic, um, something tragic in their life happening, that's sometimes what
Well,
makes people move.
and sometimes it's just a matter of their self-perception is, well, I'm not really a go-getter like that. I'm not really
Yeah,
that kind of person that's going to significantly change, when you're talking to two people that weren't that kind of person either, but yet there was something going on, and it was maybe an acknowledgement of the God purpose that we both had to acknowledge. Was, I keep waking up. I mean, I had that too, because like I've outlived many siblings. I've outlived my wife. I've outlived a lot of people that weren't the age I'm at now when they passed away. And yet by God's grace, that I keep waking up in the morning. And when you're doing the incline, you feel pretty good about the future, that my heart is strong, my lungs are strong, my legs are strong. You feel good about the fact that you're not going to drop. But
yeah,
we have the encouragement of 75-year-old people on the hill now too,
yeah.
where it's like, man, we're 20 years from that and they're still
They're
killing it.
kicking our
They're
ass.
still crushing it. Yeah. Every time every time Fred, who's 73,
Oh,
74, every time he just blows
oh,
by me,
yeah,
I'm like, there goes Fred. And or Kathy, because Kathy can crush us.
yeah. I know.
And she just
That's
turned
yeah.
74, and Ann's 74. I mean, but on that point, we are around of a lot of encouraging people
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. And
inspiring
that's why I
people.
keep on going back. I mean, that's one of the main reasons you see these people doing it as wonderful people. It's just like,
Well, and I think
wow,
that,
I don't know. I'm so. I think it's just everything. Everything's all bundled up in a happy place over there.
well, I think for us, it's a matter of priority, that we're trying to inspire and encourage other people to know that you have a community. I mean, even if you feel totally isolated, we
Oh
want
yeah,
to be the community, and we want to basically let you know there are all kinds of solutions to what's wrong. You know, like if you're like, well, yeah, life sucks, but there's nothing I can do about it. That's probably what, 90% of people?
yeah.
It's just I can't do anything different than what I do. I've got family obligations, I've got work obligations. You and I have those too, but it doesn't stop us from doing what we gotta do, because when I show up in a good physical form, then I'm gonna live for my kids, for the people that I love, and for, I mean, it's just a matter of whether you can ask yourself, do I am I willing to do whatever it takes to get better? And can I be honest with myself to admit that things maybe aren't that great?
Well, for those people that are like that, I think that's why you just start small.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, you just start as small. That's why the
Yep.
walk around the block, something that small. I mean, if that's too big, go up the block and back down from the block. I mean, it's repetitive, but you have to do it. If you haven't done nothing at all, you have to do it every day. You cannot do like every other day or something like that, or you can't do 5 days straight and then take the weekend off. No, if it's a small,
Uh,
you have to do it every single day so you can lock that new habit in.
well, you bring up a great point, because how many people just like work all week thinking, "Oh, the weekend's coming," and then they waste their weekend,
Mhm.
and then it's Monday morning again, and then they're thinking, "I can't wait till
Yeah,
Friday," and
yes,
it's just
exactly.
an endless cycle of kind of just dead weight. I
Yeah.
mean, what are they doing? And is there a day, I saw that, Trista had found a workout place in New York City, because she's in New York right now with her son who's moving into
Yeah.
college, and I just thought, well, that's very much her, that she would find whatever she needs to find to continue the workout regimen 7 days a week. I always think about Kobe Bryant, who went like 5 years without spending at least 2 hours at the gym, and some of those were when they won championships, and the next day he was back at the gym for 2 hours. That's crazy commitment,
It
but
is.
that creates, if that creates the internal person that makes you happy. And for me, I know that one thing that I can be very consistent at is seeking God. Nobody can take that away from me on the daily, on the continual. And if I'm doing that, then everything that stems out of that is, okay, what do you want from me? And then I realize, well, I want to be this good person. I want to serve in this way. I want to do all these different things for the benefit of serving other people. And then we're back to talking about community,
Mhm.
which is what is so important and why it's, like what is, if you want to talk a little bit, like what is one of your goals in having this podcast? What do you
To
want to do
help
for
people,
people?
the community. I wanna help them raise their energy,
Yeah.
raise their vibration, change their frequency, become a better version of themselves. I mean, that's
Amen.
what the whole climbing with Model 75 is all about. I want
Yeah.
to help people with my programs, with the coaching, with inspiration for my songs that I have. I mean, that's what my content is solely based on. I want to give somebody the inspiration, the motivation to get up and start moving, start with something, that's why, like I said, that's why I've been really heavy on those
Yeah.
programs and just,
And I heard something the other day that I'll share because I was at an AA group and someone said, the opposite of alcoholism is not sobriety. And he said that, and I was trying to think, what's he going to get to? And he said the opposite of alcoholism, and I immediately thought of the word healing. But he said the opposite of alcoholism is connection. And it's so true that when you get connected to other people and you begin to be encouraged by that, then it's like, whoa, now like the thing
be
that
a
I
part of
used to
something.
do in isolation, because I mean, honestly, how many times did we drink in isolation? It might start under the guise of being a social activity, but
Yeah.
if you're a true hardworking alcoholic, it gets to the point where you're doing it
You
by
don't want
yourself.
nobody around. You just want,
No,
I
because
mean,
you wanna just wallow in your pity party,
yes,
right?
yes.
But
Well,
then
and then
I
you don't want to share the bottle either. Sometimes that's the way it was. Still said for me, like, oh man, I'm gonna hide in the corner.
I only bought enough for
We go,
myself.
we go. Nah.
But I began to realize, like, tying the words healing and connection together, I realized that they're pretty symbiotic. They work well together because if I'm trying to serve other people, if I'm in connection with other people, then that's healing me
Yeah,
and it's healing them at the same time. I mean, the goal, it's contributing to their healing is the aspiration, is the intention that everything that we do, even talking the goofy stuff we talk in the podcast, everything we do is for the point of contributing to the general healing of other people, which means that we want them to seek God and seek, just ask themselves the hard questions. How, how happy am I? How satisfied am I with my life? I don't think either of us would say we were happy with our lives when we were drinking all the time.
yeah, oh yeah.
We'd just be like, well, my life sucks and I got to avoid thinking about how much it sucks. So I got to just medicate my life away. I mean, that was
Yeah,
my attitude, was just, I can't deal with reality. And that's what
yeah,
we're asking a hard thing when we ask people to deal with reality. Because a lot of them are just like, Who cares if I'm overweight and don't want to change? What is the big importance of that? But if they can understand the purpose, and I'm so glad you talked about that early, we can understand their purpose and they realize, well, maybe you're not living for yourself.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
your purpose for being alive is so that you can be in connection with other people, in community with other people, and be serving other people. I know that I'm not my own. I'm not just here so that I can do the selfish things I want to do. Once the Broncos start playing again, I'll be like, yes, a free donut from King Super every time they win because they're going to win all the time, right?
there you go.
I know that I'm not here just to serve myself. I'm here primarily to just be
And
poured out
and
for
that's
others.
why I think I'm still here, because
Yeah.
I'm here to serve others. I mean,
Amen.
it's a big purpose.
Well, I didn't
If
I
you're meant to shine, and that light needs to come out, it's gonna happen regardless. God's gonna get it out of you one way or the other.
Right, and, it did I think it helped us both to have that other person there to do the double every morning because we were just like, "Well, I'm not gonna stop if he's going,"
Oh, yeah,
The other
yeah.
morning, Trista said, "Well, Martin's doing a double, so I gotta do one," you
Oh,
know?
is that why she did a double?
That's what she said.
Oh, okay, nice.
But I was already like, "Nah." I was already working
Oh,
by the time
yeah,
I got to the bottom.
yeah.
But, well, I told you I wasn't gonna talk very much, and I kinda lied. You got anything more you wanna share, brother?
No, I think we did pretty
You got
good
any
today.
final words? Or did you already
I
say 'em?
think, if you guys need help, I think, you guys need to contact me. I got a Gumroad Model 75 on Gumroad. I got a bunch of, products there, programs. I did start a school program. It's a 12-week program. I mean, it's heavy, heavy information. Very, very good for you. Start from zero and build yourself up in this program. I'll have a link in the description on that. Link in the for the Etsy, 30% off on all the shirts, stuff like that. I do have 25 songs out, published everywhere. Just search Model 75. I guess you could just search Model 75 in Google and it'll pull up all my stuff and get after it. Get in some of the programs. I'm here to help. Scott's even here to help. If you want some guidance on the hill or you need some information, just reach out and we will get after it together. All right. This is Climbing with Model 75.
Right on. Go get it.
Yep, go get it. Yeah, be right.